Alright, another Panther update. You can definitely tell it's a jet now. The tops of the wings all skinned. Flaps and everything mounted and functional. Can't move them now, they're taped into place. And the reason I have them taped in is because I'm getting my aileron set before I glass them. Wings glassed, flaps are glassed. Obviously wing tanks are attached. But I wanted to get everything dry fit where it's actually going to be, just to make sure the ailerons are where I want them. Yeah, I got a nice gap right there. To make it scale, I could fill that in and blend it in with the tip tank, but honestly I'm not worried about it. And the same with the other side. It's really looking good. It's coming out pretty light. I think mine will probably be a little bit lighter than most of them out there. I think a lot of them are overbuilt, which isn't a bad thing since it is going to be turbine powered, but I made it strong where it needs to be. The cockpit detail, I guess you really can't call it a detail, because I didn't sink in the cockpit deck. There's no room to really put any detail in there, so I just made a back seat rest. We'll get the pilot all painted, so it's nothing super scale by any means, but it'll look nice. One thing that was kind of fun, these wing tanks are very important in how they're mounted. For those that don't know, this wing is built with washout. In other words, the wing tips at the tip of the wing curve up in the back, and the wing tip is down. And that allows it for more stable, makes it more stable at slow air speeds, makes the stall a little bit more graceful. But the washout on this wingtip is not very important because of this right here. This tip tank has a lot more surface than this wing tip. So let's say I had both of the wing tips perfectly, even with each other. They're both exactly the same amount of washout, but I had these wing tanks crooked to each other. That would make the airplane fly, I wouldn't say unstable, but it would require me to have a lot of aileron trim. So one wingtip I know has a little bit more washout than the other. That was my bad. When I had them drying, something came loose. Just the way I had it set up, something moved. So when I came back the next day when the sheeting was dry, what do you know, it had less of a twist in it, so damn. But both of the wing tanks are mounted at a slightly nose down angle, so that helps me with the stability. So everything should be fine. Kind of a perverted shot, but whatever. Today at work, while I should have been working, I made a stand so I can paint this thing, and all it is basically a 2x4 with a couple legs at the bottom with a long PVC pole sticking out, and I'm just going to shove it right up the tailpipe of the jet, so the fuselage will set it about this height right in front of me, so I can paint it, rotate it, paint it again. And the wings, I'm just going to hold them by the aluminum tube, paint them, and slide them on a rack. So that should work out good. Long day at work. Anywho, I think that's it for now. Starting to look good, getting excited. I'm shooting for having it flying by May. I definitely want to have it in the air, trimmed out before Warbirds and Classics over Michigan, which is the first weekend in June. Don't miss it. Great event. I don't see any reason why I shouldn't have it ready for that. The only thing I can come up with is if I can't come up with money to get a couple little odds and ends. I got all the major things for it. I think I need 2 more servos, retract valves, air brake valves, batteries, etc. But that's none of that stuff very expensive. But my 3rd scale Stearman should also be ready to fly probably sooner than this one. So we'll see. Alright, see you later.